Well, it's finally happened. A Melissa McCarthy movie that doesn't suck. And also a comedy of 2015 that doesn't suck either. So Spy is written and directed by Paul Feig, the guy who did Bridesmaids, and this movie is led by Melissa McCarthy. Now, we've seen this before, Melissa McCarthy at the head of a movie, and it's usually not that good. So I think people like myself were a little worried that this movie was just going to be the same as other Melissa McCarthy movies, but we were all pretty much proven wrong, because this movie is hilarious. So basically the movie is about Melissa McCarthy's character, who is a CIA techie and analyst. Basically every field agent in the CIA has someone talking to them in their ear so they can safely get through a mission. And the agent that Melissa McCarthy works with is played by Jude Law, who is your typical suave spy agent, of course, because he's played by Jude Law. But things get harrowing when Rose Byrne's character shows up, who knows the identity of the CIA's top field agents. And she's got a nuclear bomb to sell, so yeah, not a good chick. So they need someone who's never been in the field and whose cover hasn't been blown yet, and that's where Melissa McCarthy comes in, and that's the movie. Melissa McCarthy kills it in this movie because the material's actually good, and I'm sure they let her just ad-lib as well. And it was a chance for her to really showcase her comedic talents, and she does a great job. What's cool about her character is that she starts off kind of timid and shy, you know, hasn't worked in the field, but had training like 10 years previous, and is actually pretty good at combat, but she's been stuck behind a computer for her 10 years at the CIA. So the whole movie is her realizing her true potential and pretty much defying everyone's expectations of her. And also the movie's action scenes are really cool too, like the choreography is great, and it does feel like an actual spy movie. And even though the actual plot itself is something we've seen like a million times in spy movies, it still works for this movie because it's kind of parodies spy films, but is still a good spy film. And yes, Melissa McCarthy does head this movie, but we can't forget about the rest of the cast, because it really is a great ensemble cast, led by Melissa McCarthy. Jude Law is the agent she works with, and Jude Law is actually pretty funny. It's rare to see Jude Law in a flat-out comedy, so it was a lot of fun to see him in this. But I think the big surprise, comedy-wise, in this movie is Jason Statham, who is hilarious. He basically is a parody of himself. He has an amazing monologue in the movie where he's basically talking about him in his action movies and how he can survive anything. And while it does kind of go on for a while, it is thoroughly enjoyable. Also another highlight, which I'm really excited for, is Miranda Hart, who plays Melissa McCarthy's friend and fellow CIA analyst. Miranda Hart is a British comedian, so she's pretty famous over there, but I don't think too many Americans know about her. She is hilarious and has a lot of screen time in this movie, which I was really happy about, and just has great chemistry with McCarthy and pretty much everyone. And yeah, everyone seems to get along really well in the movie in terms of chemistry, and they work really well together. And that's why this movie, all in all, works. And also, it's just a good female-led action spy comedy movie. You don't see that too often. I know it's not a perfect movie. There are some comedy things that fall a little short, but for the majority of the movie, I was laughing constantly. It's a perfect mix of male and female actors sharing their talents and showing that they are extremely funny. So yeah, I really enjoyed Spy, and I'm so happy that it was actually good, because it really could have gone either way, but it went the good way. So I'm gonna give Spy a nice and a half. So if you guys see the movie, let me know what you think about it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And what's your favorite spy movie? out of curiosity. Okay guys, that's it for me. Hope you're having a great day, and I will see you soon. Toodles!